Diane, I'm listening to a podcast, Black Lodge Trivia Night. I've never heard so many game aspirations in my life.
All right.
All right. You guys ready to get started?
What are we playing?
All right.
I'm good.
Hello
Welcome
and
to
welcome to
Black
Black
Lodge
Lodge
Trivia.
Trivia Night. Nice. Hello and welcome to Black Lodge Trivia Night. Hello, gentlemen.
How's it going?
It is going incredibly well because tonight we are returning to Pathfinder with a really cool setting that I can't wait to unravel for you, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing all right.
Question. Is this the first RPG we've come back to? Is this the first double dip?
I
We've
mean,
been doing
no.
this for 3 years.
We've done English Eerie and
does that
a couple
count?
times.
yeah.
And I guess Liminal Horde just got once. I think we just did it longer.
Yeah, I think, but I mean, if you don't count the small stuff, yeah, this is the first.
I was about
the
to
real
say,
thing.
is this the
First
first
big
hardcover RPG
Hmm.
that we've come back to? I think it is.
I guess
think it
so.
might
I mean,
be.
Art just literally ran through everything that we've played. So yeah.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
did.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think
Did you
it's-
end up posting the dice tier ranking?
it will go when this goes out, it'll already be up. It's going to go
Incredible.
up tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. The,
10 out of 10.
the March Madness where the One Ring reigns supreme as it deserves. And there's no objection from the gallery. So, yeah. I think Pathfinder is the first big one that we're doing a real adventure twice. So
Yeah. It
Incredible.
was how many teams were in your bracket, Art? It was like 32.
32.
Yeah. So this was this ranked about 30th. Didn't make it out of the first round. And
It did. It got past the first round and then it lost in the second to
it
Liminal
lost to
Horror.
Liminal Horror. Wasn't that round one?
Oh, was that round one? No, I thought I let it beat something and then
Well,
it lost to Liminal Horror. Yeah.
Whenever it lost, it either was ranked 30th. It's either Art's 30th favorite game or 16th favorite game. Either way, went down in a blaze of glory way too early. And so Art's going to suffer through this, is what I understand.
So when I filled out the bracket and didn't send it to you guys because I didn't realize that we were doing that because I've been completely disconnected because I've been traveling, Pathfinder ended up actually, I think, second in my bracket.
Mm.
Where it should. I did not fill it out. I just listened. I was watching Art's rundown of it.
Fucking
And
nerd.
it was a gauntlet, and Pathfinder went way too early, way too soon. R.I.P.
All right.
R.I.P. Pour
Well,
one out.
Should we
But-
take care of some business real quick before we get
Sure.
into
What
it?
do you got?
All right. Real quick hit. Donna Hayward, of course, one of the main characters, Laura's best friend, Bobby's lover.
Mm.
Her mother, Mrs. Hayward, is in a wheelchair. Why?
It's a drunk driver.
That sounds right.
All right. The correct answer is yes,
Lock it
a
in.
car accident. I did not know it was a drunk driver, but it was a car accident. And as a bonus question, what's her name?
Rita.
It would be Mrs. Hayward. It is Beth.
All right.
Beth
Rita.
Hayward.
Rita Hayward seems like it's Eileen. I didn't know that. I just realized I always called her Mrs. Hayward, and I'm like, oh god, yeah, no. Obviously, she has a first name.
I don't.
Yeah,
Do
Mrs.
they say her name?
I don't know. I don't know. So there we go.
That's a good one.
Tonight's trivia.
It's good.
I want to keep it short because I want to get into this.
Yeah. Any questions before we get into it? Any character questions or shit that popped up before we hit record? I was going through things, and we have a good crew. Everyone will get a chance to, of course, introduce themselves. And we'll do there will be some things that we need to just set up from the get-go, or not from the get-go, set up when we get in there, like picking where everyone lives and stuff. But is everyone good?
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hello and welcome to Black Lodge Trivia Night.
Hello and welcome to Black Lodge Trivia Night. Okay. I should have loaded in dramatic music.
It's all right. It would crash my computer if you did. So
But we don't. Just have sound effects. So we will just get into it.
just raw dog it.
All right. Let me close all these character sheets. Here we All right. Here we go. A little background information and then we're going to get into it. Shinmin wasn't always haunted. Not so long ago, monsters and ghosts were bedtime.
I think we need to stop for a sec.
Yep.
Oh,
Pause.
what happened?
All of a sudden, your voice just went to mush.
Sound like you're talking through a silencer.
Yeah, let's try it again.
Really?
Take 2.
What the fuck? I wonder. Here, hold on. I wonder if it's. I feel like
the porn on
this
your phone.
happened with Symbarome too.
Yeah, right when you started getting into like the very serious
Here we go.
introduction. Okay, here we go.
Patient.
That's weird. Wait, hold on. I don't have. Oh, there we go. All right. Is it mush?
No, now it sounds great.
No.
All right, here we go.
Crystal clear. Super green.
All right. Welcome back, I guess. Here we go. Shinmin wasn't always a haunted land. Not so long ago, monsters and ghosts were bedtime stories. The citizens of the sparsely populated province had a proud oral history of the ancestors' resilience despite the terrors they faced. But their own day-to-day lives instead faced a less supernatural threat: oppression from the Empire of Lunghua. Lunghua didn't intentionally treat Shinmen poorly, but the Empire's practice of using postings to Shinmen to punish politicians and soldiers with an undesirable assignment in the backwoods created a cycle of oppression. As long as silver and fine lumber continued to be exported to Greater Lunghua, Shinmen's appointed governors and guards were mostly left to their own devices. Over the years, the local government grew more corrupt. Those whom Lunghua had sent to the province to be taught a lesson in humility instead learned that as long as they produced goods for their superiors, they could run their own fiefdoms in whatever way best served them. The situation only grew worse after Lunghua's collapse. With no one above them, the leaders of Shinmen showed their true colors and became despots and tyrants, but not for long. The ghosts and monsters of Shinmen's history had never truly left. They'd merely been waiting. When they swept down from the Gossamer Mountains and emerged from the deepest vales of Spectrewood, Shinmen's corrupt leaders were the first to fall. This resurgence was no reprieve for the people of Shinmen. It was merely a changing of the guard, as many of the slaughtered leaders rose from death as ghosts or transformed into monsters themselves. Today, the people live lives of fear, with annual traditions in place to ensure proper offerings are regularly given in return for one more year of fearful subsistence. We begin in Willowshore, an isolated, self-sufficient settlement that scrapes by year after year with regular offerings and rituals designed to keep the ghosts and monsters at bay. It is the first day of summer in the year 7108, just at the beginning of the so-called Season of Ghosts, when Willowshore sees an increase in activity from hauntings, restless spirits, and undead. So, we did a little bit of setting up last time. We talked, Art and Patrick know this, that their characters and the town took part of an annual festival where we celebrate the coming of summer, and we embrace a bunch of traditions and superstitions as a way to ward off the ghosts and spirits of Willowshore. But we're going to start the day after. The woodlands surrounding Willow Shore have their share of dangerous predators, but close to town, those threats are usually minimal. You awake on the first day of summer. The memories of the previous night come to you as you awake. You stir restlessly on the ground. Kuro, your back stiff, forgetting to pack your bedroll. A crick in your neck. The memories of last night start to flood back. Being dragged from town by townfolk during the height of the reenactment festival. Still wearing your blindfolds and asleep. Masgar and Jorek sleep on straw mat bundles set up there by the abductors. You know that each year, the organizers of the reenactment festival choose a different place to drop off the abductees in a location not far from town, yet without any immediate line of sight to civilization. You begin to stir. Kuro, with a stiffness in your neck, you hear a heavy snoring. And almost as if you're hungover, you open your eyes and a haze and a fog sets in. Tell us a little bit about your character, Patrick.
Sure. So I'm going to be playing Koru Morikawa. Everybody calls him Three Shovels. So I'm a Tengu wizard. And what you'll find about Koru, or what you'll find about Three Shovels, is he constantly is just absolutely covered in mud. If he doesn't have grit and clay and mud clinging to most of his feathers, it's on his robes. He's a wizard. He's always got his staff, which is affectionately named Stick, that is with him. As he kind of sits up, stretches his arms, his deep black feathers kind of have a green sheen to them. If you look closely enough and you catch it in the right light, he kind of ruffles himself up and rubs at his beak that has a lot of kind of scratches and nicks in it, and kind of a worn edge to it. As he opens his jaw, he kind of picks something out of his teeth. He's not really sure what it is. Maybe it's a piece of day-old rice cake or something. But he gets his staff stick, kind of reaches over and scratches the back of his back. He had a long night sleeping without a bedroll. He says, "Right, time to check the ground."
You check the ground, and let's see. You see your companions. The heavy snoring comes from a weathered and wrinkled and very tired middle-aged orc. Mm-hmm. And silently sleeping is another character. Art, why don't you go ahead and introduce Jorek?
All right, so I'll be playing Jorek. And Jorek, hold on to your butts, is a human. I know, a human thaumaturge. And I'm going to go in and out of third person, so first person, just so you know. So basically, Jorek lost his love suddenly. He's from the Broken Lands, and he doesn't really talk about what happened, but it was very sudden, and it left a lot of unfinished business. And so he started to say, with all the magic in the world, there must be a way that I can speak to her one last time. And I've had no luck. And so I've sort of wandered the earth a little bit, trying to find someone who could bridge this divide for me. And in my travels, I started to hear rumors of Willow Shore's connection to ghosts. And I thought, you know what, I haven't had much luck otherwise. So I made the arduous, dangerous journey over the crown of the world to Tian Sha. How do you say where we're?
Tian Sha.
Tian Sha. To Tian Sha. I made my way to Willow Shore a couple of years ago, and I'm someone who pursues knowledge for a very specific reason. I'm always trying to hunt down the answer, and so I'm here because, maybe last year might have been maybe my first one of these festivals. I didn't get picked. I felt like I missed an opportunity. This time I made it a point to put the worm in the ear of whoever picks that I should be one of the people kidnapped and taken out there, just because you never know where the answer is going to be. So,
yeah, let's talk about that. Why were your particular characters selected for the reenactment festival?
So yeah, to what I just, I volunteered. It's not 100% sure if I just said, pick me, like a nerd, or if it was more like just putting the thought out there and sort of like getting into their heads.
Nice. Patrick, how did, and I got to keep going back. Kuro. I keep wanting to call you Tengu,
call him
but
3
that's
shovels.
literally just...
You can call him 3 shovels.
3 shovels.
I'm gonna go by 3 shovels most of the game.
Why was 3 shovels selected?
So I should have said I grew up in Willow Shore. I am from a long line of Tengu that have been from Willow Shore. This is my home, and so I know a lot of people in town. I grew up with a lot of people in town, and I'm going back to find the name of the person in my chat, but it's the owner. It is the head of the lumber guild. I don't remember his name offhand. On the South Shore, he was picked originally, and he is kind of the guild, kind of the now that the Empire has left and we have to deal with basically a revolving door of people up at the top. He's basically the best advocate for the town that we have. And that being said, he got picked to be the abductee. I said, listen, nothing ever happens during this Season of the Ghost event. Like, it's usually fine, but just in case, like, I'll cover, man. Like, you closed last night, let me close tonight. Like, and so I kind of pushed my way in to be like, hey, I'm gonna take one for the team here. I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna go rough it for a night. I'm gonna get some pastries in the morning. Like, sure, bind me up, whatever. Like, it's fine. Throw me in the woods. I'll wake up and we'll. It's not like it's any dirtier than where I sleep anyway. So.
Nice. Am I right? It's Kawaka.
Yes, it is
the Tengu
Kawaka.
guild leader who runs the lumber mill.
Thank you. Yes,
Kawaka.
it is. It is the other Tengu in town.
The other Tengu in town, which we talked about in the Zero session, which I won't fault anyone because it's just a lot of us doing nonsense if they didn't catch it. Tengu will have an interesting role because of the interactions between Tengu and some of the well, we'll see.
They're not super racist yet. They like Tengu right now.
Right, exactly.
They're not super racist
yet.
We're heading that way, but it's fine.
So, as you can imagine, last night was full of soju and Mountain Dew infused soju, and drinks were flowing. And as the reenactment festival came closer and closer and closer, you guys got word that someone from the North Shore, had to call in sick. They were unavailable for the festival, and you saw this opportunity to drag a very. What's that?
Nothing. I didn't say nothing.
To drag your reluctant, grumpy, grumbling old friend and somewhat of a mentor, but I'll let you guys tell us about that. And play someone who forced someone into the limelight who very much does not want to ever be in the limelight, and that is Mazgar. Mazgar is very much the Danny Glover of this performance, in the sense that he is just too old for this shit, and he is a seasoned veteran. And you know this, but he has never once shared a story of his past battles. But he carries a lot of scars, and he carries a ferocity and sense of intimidation about him. And I want you guys to tell me why your characters were drawn to him, and that's something that can come out, or it can come out tonight. But ultimately what happened is you guys were being asshats and were like, oh fuck, if we're doing this, Masgar is going to do this. And so Masgar was a last minute selection into the reenactment ceremony.
And I assume he's pissed about it. He's not. Or is it just the too old for this shit? Like, all right.
Yeah, it's going to be the latter. I think even Masgar was caught up in the festivities last night. You know, you guys had probably convinced him to even come down. He lives in the hinterlands, as far from town as he can be to be safe. He keeps to himself. Actually, they call him Heavy Fall, and not because he falls, but because he walks with a pronounced limp. And he hikes around the wilderness constantly. But it's said that unless he really focuses, like, it's hard to mask him coming because he walks with a heavy footfall, and you can hear him hiking around and walking and exploring the village.
Is he still strong like an orc?
Yes.
Okay, so Three Shovels uses him for physical labor. That's how Masgar and Three Shovels know each other. Is Three Shovels is the foreman to Masgar's day laborer, and so they have that whole
you call
relationship
Masgar
there.
in when like everyone else calls in sick. Like Masgar
Yeah.
worked there before, but he's like I'm
He's
getting too old for
retired,
this shit. And
but
yes, you keep roping him back
he's
in.
retired, but I keep him on payroll just so I can call him in and be like, fuck, Jim and Bob called in sick today because they got into the rice wine too deep. Like, I'm sorry, bud. You need to come in and fill in for me.
Nice. Do you feel like a special bond between Three Shovels and Masgar?
I think we have the same demeanor, is what it sounds like. Like, we're both
Same
pretty
demeanor,
no nonsense.
same DNA.
Yeah, that too. If you look in a light, you see just a faint green shimmer to my feathers. And and you swear that you could see just like some tusks at the back of my jaw. Like, it's just the strangest thing. So,
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just the funniest thing.
Arthur,
Yes.
Jorek. What is Jorek's relationship, if any, to Masgar? I feel like Patrick, correct me if I'm wrong, but we'll get to Art real quick. Do Three Shovels and Masgar, if I get called in for a shift, do we go grab drinks afterwards? Or is it a business relationship?
No, so Three Shovels wouldn't go usually. Oh, but I think Masgar is usually like, "Hey, let's go get beers," and Three Shovels is like, "Okay," like he just kind of goes because he goes, and he's if somebody hands him a bottle of ale or a tankard of ale, he says, "Great." If somebody hands him a bottle of soju, he says, "What's the occasion?" Like, he'll drink whatever's handed to him, but he's not going to go out of his way to go hang out in town, being the second wizard in town. And correct me if I'm wrong there, Matt. I think there's only one wizard in town, but I think I'm the second wizard in town. So,
Okay.
I kind of keep to myself where I can.
Okay, so the who's your daddy jokes aside, it's the relationship between us maybe isn't so jovial.
Professional acquaintances.
Okay, all right. What about Jorek?
So, Jarek, okay, so one quick question about Masgar.
Yeah.
Is he local? And I know he's older. Is he local? Like, is this?
He's not from
Ish.
the area, but he has been here. He predates you, and I will say he was. I'll even go. He predates 3 Shovels' birth.
Okay, so it's been a while.
Wait, how old is 3 Shovels?
I have that written somewhere. 3 Shovels is like middle-aged. He's like 30 something.
Okay, yeah. Masgar's older.
Okay.
Masgar's older. So, he's been here for a long time, but he's a transplant. And he came here after whatever war history that haunts him that he does not share. This is where he eventually settled down.
So it sounds like he's a little well-traveled, at least in Tianxia.
He's incredibly well-traveled, and he's made... but I don't want to say incredibly well-traveled. That's not right. He's well-traveled in the sense of a warrior would be well-traveled, but he has, although they are roots on their own, he has well-established roots in Willowshore.
Okay. So I think Jorek's, they're not friends per se, but again, like I'm trying to find a specific answer, and that's sort of like a singular thing. And I feel like if he would just tell me some of his stories, it might give me something. Like maybe he's talked to somebody, maybe he's had an encounter, maybe he's seen something that could help me, even in the most insignificant way, point me in a direction. And I can't get him to talk. So I probably annoy him a little bit because he's like, okay, here. But I'm very friendly, and it's just an overwhelming curiosity, and I won't give up, even though he's tried many times to let me know, like, I'm not going to talk about this, man.
Nice. So, love it. Masgar is there, and Masgar is snoring heavily. And I think, as for the listeners' sake, I think it'd be good just to, we've referenced this ceremony. We've talked about this season and briefly alluded to that it's when this part of the world sees an increase in hauntings and spirits and undead. But in Willowshore, there was a giant feast last night. Spring is over. We celebrate with people being snatched away by ghosts, which were villagers in Paper's masks. Then the townsfolk all go into this crazy panic that ends up being a giant party, but everyone's wailing, and they pretend to do a search and rescue effort, which again, usually the search and rescuers just go out in the woods and there's a cooler waiting for them. And then you are left in the woods, and that tradition is someone you would know very well, Patrick. Cho Chung-hoo, who is the miller, traditionally arrives with a giant breakfast to ransom the abductees. It's, you're not that far from town, but it's a nice thank you for anyone who participates to spend the night in woods and be part of the show. It's as much a tradition as the reenactment festival as sitting down and having Cho Chung-hoo's breakfast. But as Masgar lays there and snores, your stomachs begin to growl. And as you look up in the sky, the sun's probably higher than it should have been. I would even say it's mid-morning, approaching noon.
Is Jorek still asleep?
Maybe maybe I'm starting to wake up, and I'm starting to, from the grumbling, and I'm like, I figured I would have been up by now.
Yeah, I go over and poke you not so gently in the gut with stick.
Yeah,
hey.
What? Yeah.
Wake up.
How do you two know each other?
Well, we had talked about that a little bit. Does that still hold, though? The idea that we're both... why don't you... I'll just say this. We had talked about the fact that we were both curious about the area, finding research of some kind, but I don't know. Does that apply anymore?
I don't know if it does. I think because you said that you've only been here like 2 years now, right?
Couple years, yeah. And I came in hard, like,
so you're
asking questions.
Right, and I think because I'm, again, one of 2 wizards in town, you came and, like, bugged me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you constantly were banging on my door, or, like, finding me in the tavern, or, like, while I'm trying to tame earth elementals or something. Like, you were like, hey, man, like...
Is now a good time?
I need to ask you this question. Like, and I'm like, no, trying to fix the dam. Like...
What about now?
Trying to fix the bridge. Like,
all right, like, but now though,
I think, yeah. So I think we have like a begrudging thing going on. Like, you'll come and buy me beers, and I'm just like, yeah, like, you know, monosyllabic answers to your questions. But you're kind of funny to be around. So like, I keep you around, but I don't show that I enjoy being around you. And I think that's kind of our vibe that we have going.
All right, so I'm just like
unwilling friends.
That clingy yippy dog that won't stop humping your leg. That's me.
Which is very interesting, listeners, because this is very different from how Art and I usually operate, where I am the clingy yippy dog. So this is going to be this is really Patrick role-playing. I am sacrificing myself for the listener. You're welcome.
Masgar and Three Shovels may be like, hey, you want to grab a beer after work? You reluctantly agree. And it's like, yeah, we should go to this bar because Jorek is probably expecting us. And then sure enough,
let's go to the other bar. Like, Jorek goes to that bar. We're going to go to the only other bar in town to avoid Jorek. And he still manages to find us.
Sure enough.
And then he still wants to see my spell book, and he still wants to see my notes, and he still wants to talk to me about growing up here. And I was just like, like, yep,
like middle school all over again.
So you guys wake up. Masgar is still sawing logs, and you guys do anything else?
Yeah, I go wake up Masgar.
Piss off.
Hey. Fuck you. Wake up. Poke him harder with the stick.
Man, I do not remember drinking so much last night. And he like rolls back and he's laying flat. He rolls off his straw mat and now he's just like laying in a clear patch, and he's just like staring up at the sun, like looking directly into the sun, burning his retinas, whatever. And he's just like, oh, I can't keep up with you guys anymore.
Morikawa, Three Shovels, casts light like 6 inches from his face.
Oh, fuck off. You damned bird.
Wake up, you bastard.
Is breakfast... I am famished. Is breakfast here yet?
No.
What's Jorek doing?
Jorek, he does the classic, relieves himself over against a tree on the side, and then he's sort of... He knows his presence is like tolerated more than enjoyed, so like I'm sort of hanging to the side, not too far, but I don't want to get too close because I probably asked a lot of questions last night, and somebody probably told me to shut the fuck up at some point, and
often.
Yeah. So but I am sort of looking around, like trying to come up. Yeah, no, I mean the food should be here, right? At some point, do we just go back, or is that like bad luck? I don't understand. What are we supposed to do in case of something goes a little sideways?
As you're rambling that off, well, first off, you see Masgar like raise an eyebrow and stare at you like, how are you so chipper already? And then like you're relieving yourself and you're looking down and you notice like a game trail, a deer trail kind of leading off towards the west. And Patrick, as you're kind of standing over Masgar, you kind of notice that Jorek goes silent as well, and you're kind of looking around. Why don't you guys go ahead and either give me a survival or a Will Ashore lore check, your choice. And did those prompts show up in chat?
They did, yeah. Now let me see if I choose. I do not have Willow Shore lore, so I'm going to roll survival.
Nice. Yeah, I think you both immediately realize that where you are, again, normally you're dropped off somewhere not too far from town, yet somewhere where the trees, block your line of sight. You're out in the woods, but you realize you're on the other side of town. You're in a clearing east of Willow Shore. And you know that if you follow this game trail, eventually you'll make your way back to Willow Shore, but not before passing the pathway up to Masgar's solitary cabin in the woods. But you know that eventually this game trail will lead downhill towards a main path into town, and bring you to the river on the east side of town. The weather this morning, it's typical for early summer in Shinmen. It's a little overcast, but the sun is already burning bright, burning off that morning chill. But you expect the day, it should be pleasant, right? It'll be sunny, slightly overcast. It won't be unbearably hot. And yeah, so all of a sudden you realize you're in the wrong area.
I think when Three Shovels notices that, so I see that that our orcish friend here is right next to a tree. I think I'll, as I'm waking him up, poking him with a tree, I think I'll bend down and grab a tree root, and I'll cast the cantrip Root Reading to see if anybody's in the area around us. Maybe see if breakfast is just delayed, and he's on his, taking his steps to get up to us. You want me to go ahead and do the first roll of our adventure here?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never been a wizard. I'm excited to cast things. All right. So a 30-foot emanation. Let's see how it is. Not very far, as it turns out. Oh, man. You guys are fucking loud. Okay. Well, that was what I did. But it was fun. Again, I've never been a wizard. This is interesting. Cast
what's interesting, Patrick, is as you do that, you start to sense something, right? Perhaps coming from the south, the rustling in the undergrowth, and all of a sudden, two bright orange creatures, initially making unnerving hissing sounds, come out of the undergrowth. They scurry forth. Their hisses seem to be forming words as they come through the branches and the leaves. Meat, flesh, bones, fingers, hair, skin, eyes. And from the undergrowth emerges two giant centipedes. Let's roll combat.
It's been a good run, boys.
Yep, this is fun.
Oh, I got centipedes on there twice.
Hey.
Damn, Art.
Oh shit, Art.
Okay. So, Jorik, these you hear it too, right? They actually come out, you're pulling up your drawers just before Three Shovels can mention anything or tell you to watch out. One scurries through the pool of urine that you left on the first floor, and it's flesh, skin, foreskin, and it scuttles forth towards you. What are you doing? And I think this is a great time. Patrick has mentioned he is a wizard. Patrick, when it gets around to your initiative, please tell us more about your wizardly stuff. But Patrick, or Art, why don't you tell us what class you're playing tonight?
Yeah, so I'm a thaumaturge, and they get to carry something that helps them sort of seek knowledge, and mine is a lantern. And it's a lantern, so here in... I had a lantern with me, it's supposed to help me illuminate. Wasn't really working. So when I got here, I sort of leaned into everything. And part of Willow Shore's lore is that they have an eternal lantern in town. And so I decided I was going to sort of like Luke crafting his new lightsaber. I was going to get myself a new lantern to sort of match the area a little better. And so I sort of fashioned it after this eternal lantern.
Oh, shit.
So probably if this were Times Square, people would assume that I just bought the knockoff from the tourist trap, but it's not. So like I sort of lovingly crafted a replica, and I carry that almost as instinctively as a fighter might carry a shield. So when my weapon comes out, my lantern comes out, and they're both out in front of me. The lantern is shining. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try a recall knowledge check on the centipedes. And because I have my lantern, the lantern's going to give me a bonus to that. It's going to give me a +1 status bonus to checks of recall knowledge. So let me roll that because it's going to help me reveal the creature's true nature.
Yeah, so I think that's probably going to be a nature.
Okay, so it's a... Got it. I go to my skills.
You could do survival. I'd allow survival too.
Okay, so I go to my proficiencies. Nature or survival. They are both... Nature's a +4, survival's a +1. So I'm going to go with nature. And I'm going to give myself...
Art, what's your modifier?
It's a +4 for nature, and then whatever it is a +1 for the lantern.
Okay, so you're a +5. This is actually a secret roll.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I don't know if you guys remember, a secret roll I just make on my own. And so what'd you say, you're a +5?
+5.
Okay. You know that, Willow Shore's wildlife is usually unaggressive. And as you try to recall or see quite what's wrong with these centipedes, your lantern starts to shake a little bit, right? So your lantern's shaking, and you're unnerved as you're starting to pay attention. And as you listen in, it's as if the centipedes aren't just hissing random words, but they seem to be making complete sentences. And it becomes very clear that they're grasping out to the parts of your body that they soon hope to feed on. And the centipede nearest you is obviously talking about like your junk. And so any
it's got to be really small talk.
But
I will be so hungry after. Before you can really, you have a little bit of a moment of panic.
Vienna sausages.
And I'm a Vienna sausage and fucking 20 years, I bet, is the last time I had a jarred Vienna sausage.
Just still know it's 2 inches long.
So,
I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
No, that arts recall knowledge. So, Art, what ends up happening there is, I think you get a little flustered.
Okay.
And what a way for Arthur to start an RPG.
Getting his dick made fun of and getting flustered.
Yeah. Flubbing a roll. I mean, it's a secret roll, but I rolled a 3. So, I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. It was the most fucking art roll that ever arted. We're back in Pathfinder.
We're back, baby.
TPK on the 2 centipedes that start off the fucking 4-book adventure path. We're back.
All right. So does that mean I don't get to do anything else because I'm so flustered?
No. This is not Dungeons and Dragons, you son of a bitch. You get 3 whole actions.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to stride.
Yeah,
that's going to take one action.
As a reminder, did you guys get the here, I'll bump it in the chat. Did you guys see the
cheat sheet?
The cheat sheet with all your actions, just as a reminder, I put it in admin game planning and bumped it. So
okay, so actually the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my action of exploit vulnerability.
Okay.
So you scour your experiences and learning to identify something that might repel your foe. You retrieve an object from your esoterica with the appropriate supernatural qualities. Then you use that implement to stoke the remnants of its power into a blaze. So, this might actually... So maybe I have in my, esoterica, maybe I have a little saltpeter or something that I know they're not going to like. And what I do is I select a creature you can see and attempt an esoteric lore. I don't know if I need to target it, but if it helps, I will. So I do an esoteric lore check against standard DC for its level.
Okay.
So is that a secret roll or should I just roll it?
No, roll it.
Okay. Missing statistic on your selected asset. No, I have it. Esoteric lore. I have it.
It's probably
here. It is
the target. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh. So this is also a great. This is a great moment to remind our listeners of how critical successes and failures work in Pathfinder. So critical successes, which Art doesn't have a lot of experience with. If you roll higher than 10 than the armor class or the check, you get a critical success. Also, getting a natural 20 is not a guaranteed, but it does increase your success. So you could hypothetically roll a 20, somehow fail the check, but get a boost in success level. So 20 boost, and then 1 is a critical failure.
Just talk about what this is actually.
For the listeners, I rolled a 1.
Yeah, Art rolled a 1 and he critically. So not only did you fail, but you did not critically fail on your own. You failed because you rolled a 7 after your modifiers, and a standard for this level of creature would be like 13 or 15. So you didn't fail it by 10, but the 1 jumps it down to a critical failure. So Art, why don't you tell us what happens when you critically fail this?
All right, so you couldn't remember the right object to use and become distracted while you rummage through your esoterica. You become off guard until the start of your next turn.
Art, 1, I want you to roleplay this for me, and 2, I want you to tell me, I know you mentioned it, but remind us, what item did you choose?
I chose a little saltpeter.
Yeah, because you thought that giant centipedes were like slugs for some reason or something. I don't know.
Isn't saltpeter flammable? Isn't it part of gunpowder?
Oh, maybe. I jumped to you picked salt because of slugs. Is what my
No.
Patrick, you look like you're
potassium nitrate.
I'm so ready for my turn. Again, I've never been a wizard. I have like 15 things I could do right now. It's very exciting.
Art, yeah, so why don't you go ahead and roleplay that, and you'll have one more action.
Yeah, so what happens is I pull the saltpeter out, and it sort of... maybe I pull it past my lantern a little bit, and it sort of sparks and burns my hand. And I'm just like, oh, shit.
As you burn your hand, I want Patrick to say what expression does he see on 3 shovels?
Not even. There's no expression. He's just used to this. Like, he looks at him, and he's just like, oh yeah, this guy who asks too many questions and who tries too many trinkets. Like, yeah, of course this didn't fucking work. Like, he just kind of like shakes his head a little bit, and then we move on.
Masgar is laying there on the ground, and he had like rolled his head to watch this happen. And as you look at him, he's looking at you, and then he elects instead to go back to looking directly at the sun.
I'd rather go blind.
Right, exactly. All right, Art, you have one more action.
Do I?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Okay. Just in a panic, I realize I'm not going to be able to... Oh, shoot. Can I have my kukri. Can I throw a throwing knife, or do I have to like spend an action to put my one thing away and pull out the other?
Did you have it out? I would assume we didn't, but I'll let you determine.
Yeah, let's
So unless you have like the thrower's bandolier or whatever, you would have to put the kukri back and then pull out the...
That's what I figured. So maybe realizing my shit's going sideways, I do that. I swap to a ranged weapon because I'm like, oh shit. Oh no, you know what? I haven't moved yet, right?
You have not.
Okay, in a panic, I'm gonna retreat.
Nice.
I'll stride the wrong way because I'm just like, nothing's going right here.
Okay. Patrick, why don't we both roll to 15? Why don't you go ahead and go with 3 shovels?
Yeah, so 3 shovels when he's not poking. I'm sorry, what's the orc's name?
Masgar.
When he's not poking Masgar with stick, he turns and he sees this whole debacle of whatever the fuck Jovek is doing. And he just okay. And I'm gonna cast Dehydrate in towards both of the centipedes, which is one of my 3 first level spells.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna cast this. So let's just roll that, and then we'll go from there.
And I've never played a wizard in Pathfinder. How many actions
I haven't either,
cast that?
So that's 2 to cast that.
Okay, cool.
So let's place a 5-foot burst. So I'm going to put on that one, so it'll catch both of them. Okay, that didn't quite work, but it should catch both of them.
Yeah, you're gonna put it right between them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you need to make a DC 17 Fortitude check for both of them.
What?
Yep, I'm a good wizard, bro.
You stir the inner fire. All creatures in the area take 1d6 persistent fire damage with a basic fortitude
You
save.
You see me put the stick out, and the volcanic rock at the tip starts to go bright orange. I'm just like, I'm gonna dehydrate these motherfuckers real quick.
All right.
So yeah, you need to make a DC 17 fortitude check for both of them.
Let me close my character sheet so I'm not rolling as... Make sure I'm there. Okay. The stats look right. Here's the one on the left. 24.
Fuck.
Not a critical. So it'll become enfeebled. think I can just drag over. It is enfeebled.
Plus
Here's
the damage that I roll for both of them here in a second.
Okay. Critical success. So no effect. 27.
Okay. So here is my damage roll. That didn't do anything. So let's do it. Why did that do that way? Oh, I have to. What is it? T?
Oh, yeah, T to target. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That didn't do anything either. Why is this not working? I'm just gonna roll a d6.
Okay.
That would be 6 persistent fire damage on the left one.
Probably the same damage for both of them, don't you think?
Probably, yeah.
All creatures in the area take 1d6 persistent fire damage.
Yeah. Yeah. So what this looks like is I point out stick, and there's a volcanic rock on the end of my staff, and it glows orange for just a split second. And then you see both of these centipedes like stop in their tracks and go as they start to shrivel up like raisins, as I pull the liquid out of them directly.
Lovely. Okay, so I did that, and then persistent fire damage there. Trying to use all the tools so I don't get it wrong.
I was about to say, I need to make sure that I take away a
6
spell. Okay, cool.
fire.
Cool.
Save.
I gotta step away for just a second. You guys have
Sure.
fun.
This is a pretty classic opening on my part.
Yeah, it really is. It couldn't be. Okay, so persistent fire damage that'll be taken at the end of their turn. Patrick has one action left, so we'll just wait un momento. Yeah, so persistent fire damage, it's there, it lasts with them until the effect goes away, or until they pass a flat. Whoops, I didn't mean to roll it. I wonder if it's. To read up on that. I wonder if they roll 1d6 each time after their turn. They area take 1d6 persistent fire damage with the basic fortitude save. Creatures with the water area, blah, blah, blah. Spell ends for creature one's persistent damage ends. Huh.
Now, for the listeners, if you did not see our Otari run through, I think Pathfinder 2e is like an official module. Like Foundry's its official VTT on some level. Mm-hmm. Did you? And so it's a really good implementation. Now, Matt, do you find it easy to like? Is it like riding a bike, or is it like, oh, there's a lot here that?
Surprisingly, so I was worried just how much I would have. One, because I haven't GM'd since.
It's been a while.
I was gonna say.
Since Symbarome.
I teed up. It was Symbarome, and then teeing up Swords of the Serpentine, which every time you talked about Delta Green and Swords of the Serpentine in the March Madness bracket, I just like, ooh, yep. So really, I hadn't gotten in and like played around with Foundry since then. Oh, Patrick is back.
All right.
Patrick, you have one more action left.
Oh, fuck. I will use that to move under the cover of this tree. I'm going to put basically anybody else between me and the centipedes. That's what I'm going to do. As I walk, because I only walked, 2 spaces, 10 feet of my 25, as I saunter past Jorik, I'm going to be like, You're up.
And I'm in full, I always rely on the kindness of strangers. Masgar, go ahead.
Hey, I think what happens is the 1d6 fire damage is actually going to be, for whatever reason, I can't take it off your character, Patrick. They roll that 1d6 at the end of each of their turns.
That would make sense.
But I just lost it. Okay, so Masgar is going to stand up as his first action. And he turns and looks at you like, and he'll just say, well, that was impressive, but I don't know why you're hiding under that tree now. And he'll stand up and he's just like, damn it. My shield is back at my place. And he pulls out, he did bring his katana. And you guys know a little bit about Masgar. The katana is not his preferred weapon of choice, but it's almost like a sense of mediation and like a training thing for him. So you see him try to master and perfect the katana, but you know it's not what he would normally draw. So he draws his katana and he will move forward. I don't have a shield, and we didn't. No flanking. He will. So he's gonna stand up. He's gonna move, and he will strike at the one that is enfeebled. So I will draw it, and then so stand up, draw my weapon. And move and strike. Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Ooh.
That looks really good.
So 29 for the hit roll, 19 points of damage.
What do you guys see? What do you guys see? I want you guys to tell me what this. It's just one of them, but what does this look like?
Imagine it's just. It would have been juicy pieces of centipede, but I dehydrated them, so it's just like raisinette pieces of centipede just flying over his shoulders, like shriveling up as it gets absolutely dissected.
Lovely. Nice. That's hilarious. I think it's like, and Masgar was like doing the still getting the hang of this katana and just like walks up, does the thing where he just like pulls it out and puts it back in, and then dried raisin clumps fall to the ground. Exactly. Nice. Okay, so that one is dead. That one is very, very dead. We will
three shovels from the back goes, yeah.
Okay, so the other one will scurry forward, not past
on fire.
Yeah, on fire, and it was like it was talking about biting off Masgar's limbs, but now it's like water, blood, drink, 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 and it will target Masgar, and it will strike. It will miss, and it will strike again. And then now it will do its 1d6 damage from Patrick. It will take 3 points of fire damage.
Nice.
And then it will do its DC 15. I think I said it was a flat check.
Yeah.
To see if the fire goes away. It is not, just barely. Okay, Jorik, over to you.
All right. So Jorik is going to try and get his shit together. First move. First action, he's going to move. 10, 15, 20. He's going to go there. But, I can't. I can get there, but that's not going to be a flanking maneuver, right? But I'm going to get close. And I'm going to try my esoteric thing again to try and find this weakness.
Okay.
So again, I've got the lantern up, and it's going to be my esoteric lore, which is not on that page. It's over here. I'm going to again target this guy in case it matters. Esoteric lore. Oh, Jesus Christ. I rolled a 5 with my bonuses. Becomes an 11.
Use a hero point. Fuck it.
Well, how often?
It's session 1.
How often do they replenish?
I think when
Every time
I
we
determine,
sleep, right?
Okay.
Oh.
is it?
I thought it was
Nah,
every, and that seems
let's
to
treat
be-
them like let's do them like Benning. Let's do them like Bennings. Unless, like, okay, maybe
Yeah.
like once you can have one each session, but let's treat them like I like the Benning system is so
the
good.
Benny system is so good.
Yeah. So I took your off guard off.
Oh,
and
you're right,
you
because that's
rolled-
gone.
It's off because it's your next turn.
Yeah.
You rolled an 11. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that's probably not high enough.
Okay. And then I'm going to do a strike with my kukri.
All right.
Oh shit.
And here we go. Rolled an 18.
It looks pretty
That'll
good.
hit.
That's a hit. Gonna roll damage.
Oh shit. Fucking get him.
6 points of damage.
Oh,
All right.
yes.
Art, tell us how you dispose of this giant centipede. And don't do 6 points damage to yourself.
Did I not target?
No take backs. No take backs.
Current XP 16. So motivated by the massive amount of humiliation, like from the last turn. First of all, a lot was said about my member that I'm not going to forget easily.
Vienna sausage.
I heard all of
Vienna
it.
sausage.
I heard all of it. It hurt. And then of course, whatever the fuck I was doing last turn. So finally I'm like,
Pigs in a blanket.
a little like,
shovels, you don't have to repeat them.
it's a little like, get your shit together, Jorik. And so, I'm like a little determined. I storm in, still trying to find a weakness, not happening. And I'm just like, fuck it. And I just go for a slash with a kukri that, happens to land.
The weakness is always the head. If I take the head off with my kukri, it can't think.
Yeah, so it's just like I just take a swing, like hope this is the right spot. Happens to work out, and like the head goes flying off a little bit, and I sort of shake some of its guts off my.
Sound like when you step on a really big cockroach.
Ah, that's a good. Yeah, it probably would have a little bit of that, like
Nice.
that little crunch as you get through the outside, but then it's just pure goo.
Yeah.
So fucking gross.
Yeah.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Patrick, why don't you give me a nature or survival roll? Or, I'm going to give you a choice, Patrick. Why don't you give me... So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you a chance to... either just a check or a recall knowledge roll of a skill you want to use. So it can be a wide number of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be nature. So like you can use occultism, religion, survival, nature.
Okay.
If you have an appropriate lore, why don't you give me a roll?
Can I use Arcana? Tell me, GM. Tell me if I can use that Arcana. If not, it's cool. It's cool, bro. Or Society. Both of those sound excellent.
No, No, I don't. You know what? You can give me an Arcana roll. Not society. What time? You know that these giant centipedes take their high noon tea at past.
There's your Arcana check.
18. Okay. Yeah, I think with Arcana, you don't sense Arcana magic, but I think with your roll good enough. I just broke the magnet on this thing. You get the sense that something is, you sense like evil magic, right? Like you can't push it, but there's an evil tinge in the air.
Maybe it's not from, because again, what I didn't say is I'm a civic wizard, which means
okay.
I'm a dirt wizard. And like dirt is my friend. So maybe like I lean down and pick up a handful of dirt and like hold it up next to my ear. and the dirt whispers to me like constantly, and the rocks whisper. Yeah, I take a bite of the dirt, and it tastes off. I holler at the other guys who are 20 feet away. I'm like, dirt's wrong. Dirt's wrong.
Yeah. For those centipedes should have fleed as soon as Jorik approached them, especially in the daylight. Also, I've never heard them say such vile things, and I'll look long and hard at Jorik, but also for them to be speaking. Something to
for them
certainly
to be speaking at all is insane. For them to be talking about Jorvik dick is another.
Right, exactly. I think we're all in agreement.
It's just uncanny. We were all thinking it, but the centipede said it.
Their perception is certainly heightened.
All right, GM, make a note. Jorvik dick equals tiny.
I mean, Art is the one that said he got up and took a leak, so he was just begging. He was inviting it.
We just call him half hand from now on. That's fine.
Yeah. So we have Koru 3 shovels, and we have Jorik Little Spade.
I don't consent to any of this.
X card. All right. Yeah, I think Masgar will say the obvious thing, like the fact that they're speaking and making threats, like, and he'll just like, what in heavens is going on?
George, maybe we should get back to town. Maybe it's I don't know what it's going to do to the traditions, but feels like something that somebody needs to know about post haste.
Right, Little Spade.
Guess we're not getting that breakfast.
I was promised pastries, Little Spade. But we didn't have pastries.
No, we're not calling him Little Spade for the rest.
I'm absolutely calling him Little Spade for the rest of the adventure. There are 4 hardcover books that are about to happen, and he's going to be Little Spade for all of them. You're right, Little Spade. We should head back to town.
Look, if you don't mind, I think it would be worthwhile. I know you probably... Do you guys have family in town? I know, Jorik, you mentioned you lost a love. You don't have family in town. Koru has family?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you live with your family?
Yeah. It's a whole canaries in a coal mine thing. Yeah.
Okay. And... We'll pick the actual buildings. Like, you guys will have your houses and stuff. Where does Jorik live? Does he live on his own?
Yeah, so Jorik lives sort of just in the tree line north of town, so it's a little bit away from everybody.
Oh, you're North Shore.
Oh, please, yes.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. I assumed you were both South Shore.
No, God, no. Jesus. No, so yeah, I'm in the North Shore, but I'm not right in town. I sort of just make a little space for myself in the tree line.
Okay.
Prick.
All right. So he'll say, like, look, I'm sure, but just a small detour, I would feel much comfortable with my belongings.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Good.
What do you mean you can't come out here in the woods and live with a stick and a spell book?
Koru, you know as well as anyone that I'm as at home in these woods as I am anywhere else, but I would feel much more comfortable with certain items.
I guess.
I mean, feel free. If I understand, if you want to check on your family and you two want to go ahead, absolutely. I can catch up with you. I can find you in town.
No, you have the shields and the muscles. Like, you're important to us. I really appreciate what you do for the town.
I really would like to grab my shields.
That's fair. Is anybody particularly nasty looking at this point after, like, hacking things to pieces?
Well, you tell us because you dehydrated them, right?
No, well, I mean, I guess there'd be, like, bits and bobs. Maybe not, like, juicy bits, but, like, I bet both of them have, like antennae and legs and shit, like, sticking out of them. Not juicy bits. So I'll come over and I'll cast prestidigitation on both of them to clean them.
Nice. Prestidigitation?
Prestidigitation. Yeah. So I'm going to push the button to cast it.
Did you just... Is that the only reason you were asking so you could cast prestidigitation?
Yes. It works, by the way.
Can we get a cleanliness? Can we get a tidy check? I'd like to fire this off real quick.
You're welcome. I already did that. I tidied both of them. Notice that I tidy everyone else but me.
Yeah, because you're always covered in mud.
Yes.
Masgar, do you mind if I just tidy up your hut a little bit?
Hold
like
still.
Mary
your nose.
Poppins in it.
Exactly. Close your eyes, plug your nose. I'll clean you up.
As we make our way to Masgar's hut, and I will switch us over to the map of Willowshore.
Nice.
And this area, I don't know if you can hover over W38. It marks the direction all the way on the east side of town. Marks the direction of where the clearing is. And what we'll say is that Masgar's cabin is not along the main road. It's set into the woods. But as we progress further along the game trail, of course, now's a good time to tell me how you got. We enter into, as a reminder, the exploring phase. How we're going about it is always good to know. But I will point out that the weather begins to grow stranger. A mist rolls in through the trees. And the longer we walk and the further we go along, the more and more it begins to develop into a full-fledged fog.
All right.
So, we'll get into... Oh, go ahead, Patrick.
I was going to say, I would be the first to, because we're in travel mode, I would cast light, just kind of, I guess, ahead of the group, couple dozen paces. Just keep that little light of mine bobbing around, just to be in front of us. The fog's pretty nasty. Might as well keep a little light going.
So I would probably take that as you kind of like scouting ahead a little bit,
sure,
like you're ahead in front of us. You've got light. You're kind of you're on the looking out for danger.
So just a quick thing, I'm gonna have my lantern out. It illuminates a 20-foot emanation. The aura has light and magical traits. It's gonna give anyone doing a perception check a +1.
Wow. Does that also impact initiative or just like a perception check?
It just says perception check to notice anything that is also within the aura of.
Nice.
I'm allowed to pick
fuck
the
it.
color.
Then Masgar's going to pull out a torch so he doesn't feel left out.
I'm allowed to pick the color of mine, and I pick fuchsia.
Oh,
We're just walking in fuchsia light.
a fuchsia misty glow.
Straight up, just straight up Technicolor. Here we go.
Nice. Without incident, we make it to Masgar's hut.
Perfect.
Cabin. Please, cabin. And we'll get inside, and Masgar will place his katana on his back, and then he'll walk into the bedroom. And when he comes out, he will be... sheathe that. He will be dressed in full scale mail. He'll have a shield on his back, and he will also now have on his back that he can draw a Ji Huan Dao, which is a 9-ring sword, which sounds fucking dope. So it's a big ass Japanese sword. It's a broad blade, along which are threaded 9 heavy metal rings, leading some to call it the 9-ring sword. It's fucking
And
sweet.
I'll look at him and say, overcompensating?
That's my job.
I'd rather
Shut up,
be
little spade.
I'd rather be well prepared than ill prepared. We don't know what awaits us.
We're in town.
That's true. Now, do any
We
of you
live
need...
here.
Yes. Does this mist not concern you?
No, this happens every year.
No, this is different. Something seems off. Even you mentioned it. The dirt is wrong.
Yeah, that was the dirt, not the air. Anyway, yeah, we can keep going. It's fine.
Okay.
I need to go check on the hatchlings.
Jorik, are you good? Is there anything you want to do here?
So while the orc's sort of getting himself... This is the first time I've ever been in his house, because, obviously he doesn't invite me over. So I'm sort of not touching anything, but... What's that?
Oh, I will say that, Masgar gets annoyed with you, but, he allows you to accompany him on his little nature walks,
Oh,
right?
okay. All right. So...
But yeah, this is maybe some of you guys seeing a little bit of Masgar's past, right? Because his shield...
Yes, that's exactly, yeah.
incredibly dented, and it's been repaired, right? It is not minty new. And this is a Tianjia sword, but it's not like the typical finesse weapon you would expect from the area. And so maybe a little bit of Masgar's true colors are coming out.
Is Masgar's house clean?
Masgar's house. There's a few dirty dishes that need to be cleaned. But
Not
the whole house is just
anymore.
sparse. Oh, you are a saint.
Bippity boppity boop, your house is fucking clean.
So,
I
yeah.
prestidigitate that ass.
Hell yeah. So tidy. My bed's been made for the first time in ages. So yeah,
He's got
you have not
hospital
been in here,
corners.
but you've been on the porch.
Okay, yeah. Now, Matt, just a little point of order, just so you know, we're all going to probably forget, but during exploration, even if I'm not searching, the GM rolls a secret check to find traps, environmental hazards, haunts, and secrets, such as secret doors, if they're within 20 feet of me. So I
And
won't...
I'm just rolling perception secretly?
It just says... yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, a secret check for you to find traps, whatever check that would be, I guess. I guess it would be perception.
What's your perception modifier?
My perception is plus, for initiative, it's +6.
Yeah, okay.
And then I get a +1 because of the lantern for perception checks.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. You hear when Masgar grabs his stuff, you hear you don't see inside of his room, but you hear like a mechanism engage and you're able to like piece together like it's a door somewhere that is made to appear not to be a door or something like that. So Masgar has like a little hidey hole of sorts.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that because
You're going to need to remind me of that for sure. But
I'll try and because I don't need to specifically check. It just sort of happens.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do? It is,
what color is his
prestidigitation takes moment. It's right away. Basically, Patrick, the tidying up. Nice. And Masgar is well prepared, right? The pack is on, his armor is on, and we maybe spend 2 minutes inside the cabin. And he says, right?
Look at Masgar.
Let's go check on those hatchlings. And in that mere
we're just
moment...
going into town. We're just going into town.
In that mere moment, we leave the cabin and we follow the well-worn path from Masgar's cabin down to the familiar Riverside Road. More mist has come in, and now there is that full-fledged fog, and it's maybe been 10 minutes since we left the clearing after hiking through. Up ahead, the sight of the DU River bridge through the unusual fog is a welcome sight. This confirms that you have arrived at the easternmost edge of Willowshore. Why don't do either of you have Willowshore lore?
No.
Farming.
Nice. All right. Art, what is your society modifier?
My society modifier is a +1. I have lore, esoteric, lore, art. But yeah,
Patrick, what is your society modifier?
+7.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. All right. Art, you're going to be the brown dice, and Patrick, you're going to be the blood red dice.
That's correct.
+7, huh?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh.
Intelligence is like a bajillion.
Patrick, you see this fog, and you just kind of give yourself peace of mind. This is normal. It's late spring. It's the first day of summer. We're just burning away the moisture in the air. We're used to this kind of thing, right?
Listen, the ground does this every summer. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Art, Jorik remembers something else that you've uncovered. Perhaps in your studies in crafting your own model of the Eternal Lantern. You remember an old rhyme. Lady Adu took a break. It did not light the lamp that day. This proved to be a big mistake, for then the ghosts came out to play. Hazy mist and moon of blood, all because he just gave up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we will fade to black on our first session of Season of Ghosts.
Spooky.
Very nice. It is.
Well,
I really like it so far.
I'm so glad we're back in Pathfinder. Oh, this is so good. It's so good.
Now, Matt, is it good to be running something again?
It is. It's good to be. It helps that like this is so much more than a dungeon crawl, right?
Yeah.
Like we did so much world building, and that was a mistake on a regret. Like we did so much world building for Menace under Otari because it was like, okay, if we get out of the tunnel, then like we've set our own lore for Otari, right? Like we built it up and we had these things and we came up with the best characters that we will never.
We didn't build lore. We only built a single building that happened to be the dusty remains of a psychic detective agency. That's all we built.
I think we did more than that. I think we talked about like the factions and things like that. Maybe I'm misremembering, but like it was less exciting to run because it was just like a dungeon crawl. Right. I think the hooks of this adventure are super appealing to me. And so I think it's cool to be playing something that's clever, right? Versus opposed to just a dungeon crawl. Not that dungeon crawl wasn't fun. It's just like, oh, they put some love into this one.
I'm glad that this is the one we chose. And I'm not like a super weeaboo, but this is very exciting for all the spooky shit. This is very on theme for our group here. It's got to be spooky.
Yeah. I could not agree more. I think totally agree.
So Matt, if I can just ask without obviously spoiling anything, this adventure, as we've mentioned, has been touted as like one of the really good ones. Now that you've been able to take a look at it and get into it a little, you're like, I see it. Yeah. I get it.
So I will admit I have not read into chapters 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. But do you like what you see?
Yeah.
Nice. Because I'm very excited for this one.
Chapter 1 is what level to what level? Level 1
through
to
4,
5?
Like 1 through 4 or something like that. 1 through 5. Cool. Yeah, something like that. I don't think it'll. Yeah. And there's things
so like 30 months for us.
Yeah. Well, no, what I was going to say is some of that will be, I didn't know how far we were going to get tonight, so I probably prepped more than we needed to. But I think we'll clip along faster. It'll depend on encounters. The first part seems to go by pretty fast. But we'll just see. I like that. Patrick, did you play Witcher 3 at all?
A little bit.
Art, did you play Witcher 3?
I put some time into it, but not a ton.
This is what I would say that I've seen so far. And I wouldn't say it's on everything you do. For listeners, what Witcher does that I think is really impressive is like one of the first mysteries you come across is like this haunted well. And you can conquer and beat that challenge in a very bare bones way. Or you can be very investigative about it and engage with that challenge and unlock and beat it in a more fulfilling way. And this isn't quite there, but there's little breadcrumbs that if you engage with this part of this scenario, you're going to get rewarded. You're going to get experience. And sometimes it's just like little stuff, right? But it's there. And so if you embrace it and like engage those things, it's like, oh, fuck yeah.
Listen, I grew up and lived in this town, and like and we don't have a beat stick. We have Mazgar, who's our intrepid third. Like you have Art and I as fucking intellectual scholar types. We're gonna unturn over every stone. By the way, how much XP do we get for killing the little things?
Oh yeah, shit. I forgot about that.
So I just want to say what you just described, comparing it to The Witcher 3, that's why I wanted to become like a thaumaturge or the things I was looking at, because I want to conquer the obstacles in that more rewarding way than just brute force. So
yeah,
hopefully our characters
and I want to be Mr. Rock Wizard. Like I want to be Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that's what I'm here to be.
I have not watched that show yet, but
really?
Holly has been getting a big interest. I know it's on my list, but she's also been like kind of getting into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I think she's ready for Avatar.
Nice.
I think I'll just start watching with her.
For a children's show, you need to be ready to be in your feels. Like
I've heard.
It's fucking. There's some dark episodes and there's some really sad episodes. Like, you just need to be ready.
If you don't mind, how old your daughter? Because my daughter, how old's your?
She's 6.
Okay, my daughter's a little bit older, but she loved it when she got it. And then whatever the next one was that was supposed to be
Korra.
Legends of Korra.
Yeah, she didn't get into that one, but I always heard that one was a little more complicated and more political, and maybe that's why.
Mature.
Yeah.
I've heard it, you also have to go deeper into it to like get into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because what's interesting is there was a Magic the Gathering set of Avatar that supposedly I have some of the cards now. It slaps. Like, it's really good card design.
So
And there were like
good.
one of the podcasts I occasionally listen to, like, they talked about like, oh yeah, they watched Avatar, they had tried Korra, and then they went back to Korra, and they're glad they did. So I think I will start that with her. I think she's going to eat it up.
Nice.
It's so good, man. It's so good. It's such a good story.
I don't know.
And the first season is really good for little kids, and then it just gets older and older. Like, it's so good. Such a good show. Fun for an adult to watch.
It's good to know.
I gotta see.
We killed 2 centipedes. How much XP could it be?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm. I believe.
I know we're recording, but
30. I believe it's
you guys
30.
would do 30 each. Okay.
No, just like 30, I think, for the encounter.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Just put 30 in now, just so we don't forget about it, and I will confirm that. Because I think it's like, if they're a -1, which I believe represents their strength is the party level -1, and I think an encounter like that is 30 experience.
So, real talk, Matt. You're sitting there going, yeah, we'll just warm them up. We'll give them something easy to be a -1 encounter. And then I start dropping saltpeter on my own junk. And you're like, oh God, here we go.
Here it goes again. Yeah. And then Patrick drops dehydration and then rolls a 6 on it. Because it's like they only had 8 hit points. And so I was like, well, how bad can this go? So what's interesting is I didn't pull anything. I think it's very much just supposed to like symbol some, like, you have giant centipedes talking about biting your dicks off. Something's afoot.
Something's
wrong. And so I think I think that's what it's meant to do, because so this is supposed to be for 4 PCs, and there's only 2 giant centipedes either way. Like, I'm sure a GM could tweak that up, but I didn't adjust the number of centipedes at all. So I think it's very much supposed to be like, oh, shit's whack.
Shit's weird. Shit's whack, dude.
Oh, fuck. Well, thank you guys so much. I can't wait to see more from your characters and just continue to do this. The great news is I went through and copy and pasted all the things, so I have my like readable form of this, and it's there. Like, we don't have to wait for me to come up with maps or any bullshit like that. So we're good to go and primed to go for the next session as soon as we can. So I really appreciate you guys hopping into more Pathfinder, because I love this shit and I'm really hyped for this setting. So
logistically, I have to fly for work next Thursday.
Okay.
Do you guys have openings on Tuesday or Wednesday next week?
I do. Yeah, I could do Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Okay. And then I'll be gone the week after, but we can talk about that.
I would love to, because I would love to keep this train rolling.
Yeah, let's keep it. And I'm ready to go. Like, I'm 100%. We could do another 2 hours right now if we had the time.
We could do it right now. I don't work tomorrow. Do you want to just keep playing?
I don't work tomorrow.
Son of a bitch.
I know you don't.
This? I don't start work till 10:30.
Let's just keep going. I have to piss, but let's just keep going.
Folks, we're going to keep going, but we're going to put this cut in right here. So it seems like it's just 2 separate episodes. And if we don't, and if this is just play, let's all make sure we wear the same outfits next week, so they'll never know.
We could just keep going. I know you're joking, but we could just keep going.
But I'm so fucking tired. So fucking tired.
I'm gonna do ASMR. ASMR, Pathfinder.
Patrick, give us an ASMR close.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Black Lodge Trivia Night. You can find us on all of your socials. And also, you should definitely drink soju if you're available to find it. It's an incredible experience. Plum is the best flavor. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We hope you have a great night. We'll see you next week.
This has been Black Lodge Trivia Night. Don't forget to join our Discord. Thank you, Patrick. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good knocked.
The in-session music was provided by Tabletop RPG Music and composed by Ian Fisher. You can find the Patreon at www.patreon.com/tabletop-RPG-music. That's all one word.
You tell me when I can do my cold open, and I will.
Yeah, I think you can do it anytime.
I don't. Matt, shut up. Art, when can I do my cold open?
We are recording. It's if Matt's ready to go.
I don't. Matt's had like weeks to prep this, so I just I don't even know. So anyway, it was then that I made the mistake of looking in the surgical mirror that hung above my ass. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know who needs to hear this either. But when you look in the mirror and you think to yourself, Jesus, that can't possibly be mine, that's when you know that you're probably going to end up in a medical journal. So, and at that point, gentlemen, it's good to see you boys.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Fabuloso.
I just wanted to point
How
out
are you, Art?
I'm good, and just to mark how momentous this occasion is, we are back to Pathfinder. We're back to one of the OGs. Got some of my finest mediocre stemware for what I'm about to drink. I'm getting a little fancy on this. And what I'm drinking is the OG of gamer drinks. Mountain Dew.
Baja Blast? Regular OG Mountain Dew. I'm here for it.
Nice.
That's right. Because I respect what we're doing tonight, and I want to treat it as the occasion that it is. So, gentlemen, to Pathfinder.
Ours was balls. I don't know if you guys drink balls.
I did not. No.
Yeah.
No.
It was
Please,
so delicious.
please describe what balls are.
No, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna. We at the old land cafe we would drink balls.
Bourbon and no, it's entirely too.
Balls is an energy drink, and it had like the ribbed for your pleasure glass bottles.
Incredible,
but it was fantastic.
Yeah,
but it was really really good. And yeah, when we go to the land cafe, we would slam balls, and so
hell yeah,
that's what I thought. Art
balls
was
to the wall,
into.
man.
No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
What
Very
do
nice.
you got in a tall boy can? I see Matt's slamming a tall boy of some kind over there.
No, I just have a beer. I just have a local beer.
And then Patrick, in honor of what we're doing, what are you?
Well, because we're playing in the Far East inspired continent, spoilers, I have several bottles of Tsingtao beer, freshly imported. And I also, for a special occasion, have some plum soju here ready to go. So we'll see if I'm upright by the end of this, because Kirsten also handed me the rest of 98% of a rum and coke that she didn't want. So, and I had a very tall Cadillac margarita with dinner. So it's a drinky Thursday because I'm not working tomorrow. So we'll see if I'm slurring my words by the end of tonight. The answer is probably yes.
Nice.
What's a Cadillac margarita?
It's a margarita with a extra shot of Grand Marnier in it.
Oh, dang!
Yeah, so it's a margarita with Grand Marnier in it, and then I always get a tahine rim, because if you don't get a tahine rim, you're just a fucking poser. fucking love tahini.